Trench art. When World War I broke out, no one could have predicted the creative ways that soldiers would turn the tools of war into works of art. These hidden messages from the front lines are more than just souvenirs. During the First World War, soldiers crafted small objects from the debris of war, such as shell casings, bullets, wood, and metal. It may seem strange to make art from such sinister objects, but this was a way for soldiers to transform the tools of destruction into keepsakes that symbolized their experiences. Many trench art pieces carried secret carvings, initials, coded inscriptions, or symbols. This was especially true of items made from lead and tin, which were easy to engrave. Hidden messages like these were common on belt buckles, cigarette cases, pipes, and even buttons. Carvings of flowers or religious icons might not have seemed like much at the time, but they could carry powerful meanings. Doves, for example, symbolized peace, poppies represented remembrance, and the lotus flower suggested the artist's desire for peace after enduring hardship. Other symbols were more playful, like the shamrock, which could indicate a soldier's Irish heritage, or the acorn, which symbolized hope. Soldiers also used trench art to express forbidden feelings. The horrors of war included feelings of despair, hopelessness, and longing for home, things that couldn't be spoken openly but could be shown through a carving of a wilting flower or a broken chain. For many soldiers, the front lines felt like hell on earth, and some created trench art as a form of protest. These works often subtly mocked military leaders or the futility of war. Perhaps most surprisingly, some soldiers used trench art to express their love for one another. It wasn't uncommon to see belt buckles or rings inscribed with loving messages, poems, or the couple's initials. In fact, soldiers would often make and trade these pieces with each other as tokens of affection. Among the most popular trench art pieces were those made from shell casings. It was relatively easy to cut, shape, and polish these, so they were ideal for making jewelry, such as pendants and rings. Soldiers also used them to create cufflinks, tie pins, and other small accessories. Some of these items could be quite valuable, and trading them became a sort of currency among the men. Back home, people weren't allowed to know the realities of fighting in the trenches. As a result, when soldiers returned home with their art, it was often seen as a fascinating window into a hidden world. While many pieces were small enough to be worn as jewelry or kept in a pocket watch, others were large enough to be displayed in a home or office. Of course, it wasn't just soldiers who made trench art. Civilians living in war-torn countries also created these items to pass the time and express their own feelings about the conflict. In some cases, civilians and soldiers would trade pieces with one another, passing messages across enemy lines. In fact, trench art was so popular that enemy soldiers would sometimes trade pieces with one another as souvenirs. While this might seem unthinkable today, it was a way for men on both sides of the conflict to connect with one another on a more personal level. It wasn't always easy to send messages home during wartime. Letters were heavily censored, so soldiers sometimes hid what they couldn't say openly in their art. This included not just words, but also images and symbols. For example, a drawing of a bird in flight could symbolize a soldier's longing for freedom from the confines of the trenches. Most poignantly, trench art served as an outlet for soldiers to escape the horrors of war, if only for a little while. Making something beautiful from the debris of destruction was a way to cope with trauma, boredom, and fear. It gave soldiers a sense of control in an otherwise chaotic world. Today, trench art survives in museums and private collections around the world. These pieces offer a unique window into the unspoken voices of soldiers who lived through one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. They remind us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can endure and even thrive. More than just military history, trench art reveals the deeply personal and emotional side of war. It is a testament to the creativity and resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable circumstances. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think of this hidden art from the trenches of World War I? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one.